A windy day in Copenhagen. Liam Rosen and David Price here with Sky Magazine as we commentate this game between Italy and Finland in the open division. This weather has been changing around on us all day. Rain, sun, wind, you never know what you're gonna get here on the show pitch. Probably about 20 kilometers per hour. As the two teams prepare to play off. So Finland will start on offense with Italy pulling.
Yep, we have the infamous Davide Mori here picking up to pull. And then you know him on and off the pitch. Pulling to the lesser known Finnish team, see if they can pull the same trick that the women did against Germany, Russia earlier on.
Very short pull, and Italians immediately come out in a four-man cup. So Finland trying to walk away with it, an immediate turnover as Italy looks to go the other way. Mastroianni finds Mori on the dump. Mori, Mastroianni streaking up line. Beautiful up line cut from Andrea. Legacci finds Mori on the dump. Mori looking for the around. Great shot from Mori. Sapucci, a turnover. Finland back the other way.
So we see the zone again from Italy.
Sandberg, Kallio. Sivo now with it. It's a low disc. Too low for the intended receiver. Pekka Kinnunen. So Italy will work it all the way back down the field. Mori. Mori, always a fun player to watch with those big hucks, one of the best throwers in Europe. Bruno, mine with the sky. Apologies, that's not mine, that's actually Baglioni. But the immediate throwaway is the conservation of greatness rule. Proves to work yet again. Finland now taking their time. Gets it into Saska. Finland now on the run. Italy giving them the open unders. The zone has sort of broken down here. Good defense from the Italians. There's a foul called on the reception. So Tommy Sandberg with the disc, guarded by Davide Mori. Sandberg knocked away by the Italians.
Very messy couple turnovers here from both teams.
Finland just can't get a break. Italians all the way across the other side of the field. Mastroianni laying out for the save. Mastroianni sends it deep. He's got the receiver, Baglioni, on the other side, but it floats too far. Another turnover.
Yeah, both teams really struggling with their offense so far. I mean, it looked like the Finns had a bit of connection going through the zone, but not able to convert at this end zone. And the Italians looking to huck it straight off the bat and not handling the weather very well at all. Finland now picking up.
And that is just a brutal four-man cup from Italy. I would not want to be that handler right now. Facing a zone like that, I mean, how do you get it through? They've got to work with back crashes and just get a little bit of movement to try to get into the center of the field. Or you can go over the top and very near drop from the Finns, but they secure it.
One of my fellow teammates, Ian Poppleston, would appreciate that. One of the best hammer throwers in the UK. And that's potentially one of the best ways to get through a zone like this, over the top. But now they're able to get out of that corner. able to use their handlers and get their resets moving. And there's that hammer again. Very, very confident with the overhead throws. And there are holes there in this Italian zone.
Finland just needs to work on their end zone offense. If they can put this in, they can strike first blood, which would be a big offensive hold. Out to space, sits high, toes the line.
Eventually, very well played by the Finnish, taking on two wonderful cross-pitch hammers. And number 77 there, able to get the goal.
Kinnunen, Potrikas, apologies, on the goal.
The Italians shouldn't be disheartened. They play some good defense. Just need to sort their offense out, I feel. Couple throws in towards that near sideline, getting picked up by the wind and not able to be reeled in by their players. You're going to see a lot of passion on the pitch. Italians known for their emotion and their want and lust to win, but they don't use it in a bad way. They use it very positively to amp up themselves, potentially affecting their opponents sometimes. But makes for a very exciting alternate.
Pull goes off again from the Finns. Italy with their first offensive point of the game, out of bounds. That will be a brick. So in the wind, Italy will take their time working it up. Bruno. Near drop. Italians securing it. It's a huck. Fabio Galli can't track it down. Too much wind for a throw like that.
It was actually a very good cut and option. And the number 3 put his hand up asking for it. But he changed his cut. He kind of stepped in, took a bit of angle off of his cut, which meant that the thrower, who'd already let go of it, couldn't do anything about it. And that meant he had read it badly. He needed to stay wide, stay cutting straight deep, giving him the opportunity to change his cut and read the disc better.
So that disc has gone way out. Finns taking their time to bring it back in. And your man's gonna tie his shoe off camera. So a very slow start to this game in the open division. Jokinen, far side of the field. Great reception from Pulaka. Pulaka finding Taino. Kinnunen. Forehand huck, it's going deep all the way. Tripped. What an unfortunate turn of events for the Finns, as that was just a beautiful disc, floated the right amount, almost gets it back with a hand block, but it's saved by Italy. Gasparini. Bruno Mine pivoting.
Oh, that was a terrible miscommunication there, and not really the option you want to take on. You at least want to look forward for one pass, and then look for your reset. Unfortunate error there for Italy, giving Finland a short field.
An immediate inside break. Finns put it out to space and it's dropped. And mistakes are going to cost one or both of these teams the game.
Yeah, there's a very early set of mistakes in both teams, but it's Italy going deep immediately.
Finland with position. Nice work to secure the layout D. That's Iiro Taino on the defense.
This game is, I believe, the team's second game in pool play. For some other results around the tournament, GB were playing Spain in the previous slot, winning 17-6.
And it's just been a game of first throw turnover so far. Bruno Mine gets it back into Padovani. Mine working with his brother. Back to Padovani. Padovani, Mine. Mine is a great give and go thrower. He was a star for Crockley and Lecco at the World Ultimate Club Championships. The around break from Italy. And they're there to reel it in. So Italy's first point of the game, Simone Gasparini on the score.
Don't think that was his intended receiver, but well tracked by the Italian number 9. I think the Finns were a bit unlucky there. They had the disc in hand. No, there was a trip obviously down this end. Here on the right-hand side, far sideline. But now it's 1-1. 10 minutes gone. Oh. Liam just reminded me I do have rosters. I'm going to try and wing it for now. As you've probably gathered, Liam will be doing play-by-play, and I'll be adding my unfortunate colour. We would normally be using Twitter. I can't seem to get any internet up here. Don't know if Liam's getting
I've got internet.
So,
I've got internet. So you can send me messages on Twitter. Skyd _ Liam Rosen. SKYD _ LIAMROSEN.
We'll try to answer any questions, take any shout-outs, etc., etc.
Sivo with the disc. Italians in another zone.
Yeah, we've got to try this out a few more points, I'd say, see if they can break the Finns a little bit. But it seems like they're managing fairly well to get through.
Nice grab from Tommy Sandberg. Just reaching out with long arms. Track that one down.
Italians have now transitioned into man.
Kallio, Hotari. Throw is too low in the wind. Italy going the other way, and this is a Huck-happy team. They are happy to just huck and play defense. Finland going up too early. What a fatal mistake on defense. Italy does a great job of just opening up that field and going the other way, and they absolutely deserve that goal. What a brutal defensive mistake.
Yeah, absolutely punished them for that. So that should have been a turnover in favor of the Finns. And now Italy, look, with a break early on in this game, 2-1.
This is where you may say, well, this is going to be a very ugly game, but that plays into Italy's strengths. I mean, if they think they can beat this team by hucking and playing defense, they're going to do so. That is the optimal strategy for them.
Yeah, until it doesn't work. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. This is David Price and Liam Rosen, the Skyd magazine, working together with Elisa from Finland. These guys are doing a great job doing the VT and the camera work. Advised by the indomitable Mike Palmer of Ulti.tv, Skyd magazine fame.
Indomitable and indubitable.
Indubitably, my kind fellow.
Andrea Mastroianni, the cusp CUSB Bologna player with the spin around pull.
Gets it really far into the end zone as well. It's a lovely pull.
Finland back on offense. Wind really picking up here down in the field, just gusting all over the place. And this is a game where if you brought gloves, should put them on. Eventually, not a great throw leads to a turnover. Looks like, though, a foul was...
Travel was called
on the play.
He could just decline that, as Andreas Mastroianni is probably coming to say. But
will be upheld.
It seems like it, yeah.
Wind is just gusting in here, 30 kilometers per hour wind.
Player may argue that it affected his throw. Getting the disc back.
Nice reception. And an inside break layout D from Italy. 15, Pennsylvania, apologize. So Mastroianni trying to set up the offense. I'm not quite sure what this Italian offense is, but there's a nice poach coming from the Finns, and Mastroianni just has to throw it away. There were no options.
Yeah, that looked really strange. I mean, you'd expect them to have a good bit of structure, especially around the resets, but Mastroianni not able to get rid of the disc within the stall count.
And David, this game is just going to be like this. If you're tuning in to watch some beautiful ultimate, well, you better look away, because this game is going to be huck and play defense in this windy Copenhagen weather.
Yeah, it's basically a battle of who can handle the wind better, who can out-strategize the other.
Speaking of wind, that was a very, very good throw. I think if Pekka Kinnunen were just a couple inches taller, he would have had that one.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. But Italy able now to strike in their typical very quick offensive style.
Italy with a power play. Finland just not able to catch up. They finally slow back down. Mastroianni. Boy, has he gotten better. I first played with Andrea at a camp in Italy in 2012. He's really, really improved as a player. Their commentator's curse as he throws it away.
That's happened a lot so far today and yesterday.
But he's one of the players that's come out of the junior system over there in Bologna. Davide Moria, figure that's done a lot for the youth ultimate scene in Bologna to try to bring the players up, and now a lot of them playing on this national team.
Yeah, correct. I know that Davide arranges a college-based championship, and all the kids basically feed themselves into one of the many Bologna teams, who then obviously eventually feed into the juniors and national teams. Oh, there's some juggling there. Not able to reel that in that circus shot. But a lovely, lovely goal there, taking on the break by Italy.
I believe if the Irish were here, they might describe that as barely ultimate being played.
Yes, and those of you social media inclined might want to search for that on Facebook. You get some wonderful pictures of ultimate players being, well, barely ultimate players. You know you've made it when there's a picture of you doing something stupid or even making a mistake in commentary, as you'll find with the likes of the Slow Game Twitter account. As previously mentioned, you can get in contact with us via Twitter using Liam's Twitter account, which is @skyd_Liam Rosen. That's @SKYD_LIAMROSEN. Here with Skyd Magazine and Elisa from Finland. Also a shout out to our kit sponsors and Wooftooth apparel sponsors, VC Lookfly, kitting us out with these wonderful white jerseys, and many of the teams here, of course.
Puck downfield.
So Italy pulling out this zone, and it already getting a turn.
Just a bobble from Finland. Not a great start from the Finns. So Mori calling for his team to get in position. Into the center. Disc out to space, and that's a hard one to put edge on. Arturo Laffi on the turnover. Sivo. Fast disc movement from the Finns. Kallio. Italy staying with the zone. They're just trying to trap them on the sideline. A low hammer. The Finns' hammers have been really a shining part of this game. Hotari now with the disc. Nice box out from Kallio. Play stops.
Pick or foul. Mastroianni pointing towards somewhere on the field there. Yeah, pick, I believe. No game advisors here to give us hand signals. I'm hoping some of the teams have been giving them to us, which has been really great for us, but not in this game so far.
So Kallio, after some discussion, will put this disc back into play. Finland with a chance to get their second point of the game. If they can break through the Italians' defense, Kallio just lofting it up, and that is going to be a hospital pass. But when you got the height, you got the height. Roni Hotari, the 24-year-old, coming down with that disc. Italy 3, Finland 2.
Can't teach tall, Liam. That's exactly what they look for. They're high in the stall count. We saw it earlier in the Russian game. Just put it up high, put it onto the break side if possible, and I can hope that someone comes down with it, really. But now 3-2 to Italy. Finland slowly warming up into this game. I feel like the Italians will stick with their zone until the Finns really break it. There was a mistake there by the Finns to aid the Italians in their zone, but actually looks like the Finns have got the handle of it. Couple hammers over the top. Nice little continuation. If I was Italy, I'd probably either modify my zone or potentially even go man, particularly when the Finns are going downwind.
And Davide Mori not happy with that defensive performance. Giving a nice shouting performance here on the sideline.
Yeah, Max Vitali here is the coach for the open team, trying to calm them down, get back on the same page.
All right, disc coming back in. Bruno to Padovani. Padovani back to Mine. Mine, low hammer. Beautiful reception. Back to Padovani. Padovani looking for Mine. Mine bobbles, foul called. Yep, on the back, that's gonna be uncontested.
But travel was called, so the disc goes back. It was pretty obvious. He definitely took a step before he took the throw. The score here, 3-2 to Italy.
Bruno Mine working it downfield. From the town of Fano, the mixed team there, Crocoli. Seeing a lot of success in Italy. The top mixed team from Italia.
And in Europe, getting to EUCF finals regularly.
Looks like that's gonna be not in. So play will restart. Italy right on the goal line now, just need to pop it in. There's a lot of cuts coming at one time. This is just a really crowded end zone. They want to do is swing it over to that break side. So Padovani is still looking. Cuts everywhere, just not a very neat offense.
It's very much the Italian style to be quite furious with their cutting, and there's the goal for Padovani.
Even through all the fury, they managed to punch it in after some static defense from the Finns.
It's very similar actually to kind of a Japanese style where there'll be many cuts, but they'll then eventually stand still and sit in the open lane before hitting the break side suddenly, looking for those sort of very small IO channels. Similar, but not exactly the same. As you'll see in the way they reset, they often go more around than the break option, and often causing picks, which obviously will slow them down. But the Italians getting into their rhythm now, I feel. Currently up 2. But I don't feel like the Finns are out of it, Liam. I think give them a few more points and they'll be right next to the Italians.
I just think the difference between the two teams is the disc skills. There have been a lot of bobbles, as you see here, a lot of drops from Finland.
the Italians overall just a more drilled, more experienced squad.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see that in the way that, well, you say about disc skills, that's a great hark there by Finland.
Sandberg's been their deep target now for the second time. That's going to be a goal. Sandberg rips it right in. Erika Nini.
And Italy should be disappointed a little bit there. Their defense not on the mark at all. They're really allowing the Finnish to do what they want, put it up in the air, get their receivers on, down on it near the end zone for an easy goal. Now 4-3 to Italy. As I was saying, we see the Italians doing a lot on the European scene in their clubs, like we've already mentioned. Kuz from Bologna, Crocoli on the mixed scene, and Corocota, similar. Sorry, no, that's a Spanish team.
The Spanish team, yep. Some of the Corocota players are here playing with the Spanish mixed team.
I meant a different team, didn't I? I can't think of the name, but it'll come to me in a second. Often getting to EUCF finals and playing at the top end of the European Ultimate, so they have a lot of experience at this sort of level. Whereas the Finns, we don't really see in the open division performing at that level.
Pole goes out of bounds, will be bricked. We're here in Copenhagen, Denmark, as you may be able to see by the writing on the ambulances there. The bikes in the background. Great to see a lot of people biking to work. Those are some of the players, even some of the volunteers at this event. This is very close to the city center. That's one of the nice things about this tournament.
Finland now pulling out a zone with a different look from the Italians.
Tobias Mine sends it deep. That's a great shot. And what a fantastic reception. Unfortunately, it looks like it's just out the back.
Yeah, it was a nice option, especially to try and beat a zone. Best way often is just to get it to your deep man. Particularly, if you're a good deep player, you want to pull another cutter with you, flood the end zone. One man can't cover two, but that not quite working there for Italy. Weather taking control.
So Finland will bring the disc back up. Finland still within 1 point, so they could tie it up here. They'd have to work it all the way back upwind, which is no small task.
Massive fake there for that.
Massive
for that
fake.
shot.
He's got his defender off balance, but a turnover, a careless turnover from the Finns, and what a nice disc. Alberto Tonelli, just a beautiful amount of touch right on the disc, a low throw, and it floats right into the end zone. Italy up 5-3 on Finland.
Yeah, very well weighted. Led the player into the end zone. Not easy with the wind as it is. That will be quite hard to pull off with the wind as it is. So very well played. Lots of whip, lots of spin in that disc. This will be the last game of the stream today. Tomorrow we'll have another 3.
If you'd like to follow the event live, you can go to euc2015.ultimatecentral.com. See live, up-to-the-date results.
And there we see Davide Mori lining up for the pull. From stationary.
And Mori's got a fantastic arm, as we mentioned, one of the best, frequently featuring in the windmill wind-up pole competitions.
It's not called windmill wind-up anymore, it's just called windmill.
Just called windmill. When it was called windmill wind-up, he was in the pole competition, so technically I was right.
True.
So Italy back in their trademark zone. Finns just lofting it over the top. Erika Nini. Nini wants the hammer. Finns now trapped on this sideline. They really need to get it off.
And there's that. Oh.
Kallio was looking for the next pass. How many of those have we seen today, David, where they're just looking for the next pass and the disc slips out of their hands?
It's just a very typical sort of zone offense issue of players rushing, players thinking we need to get the disc moving instead of, you know, taking the time. When you're on the sideline and you've got it like that, you want to make sure you've got the disc. Oh, and a lovely play there. Number 22 on the Italians, just boxing in the right and being in the right place at the right time. Number 22, that is Fabio Coppi.
Davide Mori ripping it back to the other side of the field. That is going to fly out of bounds, but they'll look at it as a punt. Again, this is what we see. This is the Bologna-style wind offense. I remember the Windmill 2012 final. I don't know if you were there, David. It was just Windmill versus Free Swede, huck and play D. That was all it was.
Yeah, they do a lot at Paganello as well. You see when the wind picks up there, Bologna are in their element really, but still playing huck and D. With this weather as it is, it's probably one of the better options as well.
Some argument about where the disc came out, but we'll put it back into play. Immediate hammer, it's low, floaty, and Italians will possess. Davide Mori with it. Italy, couple meters out of the zone. Mastroianni right there. Nice vision by Mastroianni to play through the contact and just punch that disc right into the end zone.
Yeah, he really squeezed his way through there. A little bit of a dodgy gap, but goal's a goal. Italy up
6-3 now.
6-3 now. The Finns really struggling with this zone, where earlier they were able to find those hammers, find those holes. Maybe they're, you know, feeling they're behind a bit, rushing with the disc. We did see a turnover in the middle of the field there. Not quite focused, not taking their time. Whereas Italy, taking exactly what the Finns are giving them, which at the minute is goals.
So Italy talking about it on the line, will now line back up to play defense. Up 6-3 in this pool play game at the European Ultimate Championships. Skyd Magazine's coverage, partnering here with Elisa TV from Finland.
Yeah, if you're having any technical issues, please do get in contact. We'll see if we can arrange some substitutes. There is a flash link. We haven't. I don't know if it's been released on the Twitter yet. But there is a secondary link for those that wish to use flash players.
There might be a call. It looks like there will not be a call on that play. The two players were discussing. It was just a low throw from Finland. Italy going the other way on their own sideline. Pensilfino blades it up to the end zone. Nice work on the D. And the crowd loves that one. Oskari Gorio doing some work to catch up to that disc.
And yet again, Italy coming out with this zone, but this is different. This is the other way. The wind has changed for the Finns, and they really want to keep the disc on this sideline, the far sideline from where you can see it. Oh, and a nice space finder there by the Finns. And again, almost exactly the same hole. They need to tighten that up, the Italians.
Near D from Italy, but Finland keeps working it down despite all odds. Having trouble getting the dump off. He needs to put it to space. That's going to be a bailout huck. But Pensilfino is right there. Wow. Unbelievable reception.
But a stall out.
A stall out is called downfield.
You could see them tapping their heads. That is the Wuftoff hand signal for stall out. Discussion now on the field. Regardless, a lovely play there in the end zone. I think that would have been bookends.
Yeah, for Vuorio.
Yeah, you can hear, I don't know if you heard that, there's a whistle from the volunteers indicating that the call has taken 30 seconds and they should try and finish quick. And there he goes, finish straight away.
And that'll work. Finland now very close. There's going to be a call there. It looks like contact was called.
Maybe a violation with the stall as well, not going down to.
Elon Haimo with the disc. Taino. Back to Joikinen. And Vuorio gets his goal. It's called in.
So Finland getting themselves back in this game. Now only down 2. 6-4 to Italy. You can hear the crowd trying swarmy. The Finnish word for Finland.
And we'll just take a look at this replay here. The IO break.
Yeah,
Vuorio gets the space.
It looked like there was a pick in the stack, which is probably why they were deciding whether it was a goal or not. Here on the sideline, you can just see on the left of your screen, Max Vitali is bringing most of his players together to discuss some tactics.
Really cooling down here in Copenhagen as we approach the evening in this last round game.
It's been an exciting day here in Copenhagen. We've had some great games on the showcase field here.
Both of our games coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
The Czech-Germany mixed game and then the Russia-Finland game that you commentated, David, earlier in the day.
Yeah, the women's game was fantastic. Both teams taking the lead in that game, but Finland coming out stronger. And similar in the Czech-Germany game, I think the Czechs were up a lot of the game, but Germany came straight back in and got it down to the wire, winning in the Universe point. But here we have Finland and Italy in the open division. Some confusion here as to where the disc has gone out. And it's embedded itself within the stadium, but able now to brick it. So Finland now pulling a zone out on this side wind. But Italy breaking through almost at will. Oh, and another drop.
Finland picks it up, goes the other way. Italy in a man defense. Hotari sends it deep. 2 mans there. Sandberg, he's been their deep receiver. Goes up. Fantastic effort on the defense by Tommaso Francini.
Yeah, it looked like that option was on, but the wind again making the disc move across the pitch. So the players are having to adjust and the D players can catch up. And a great bid there from Francini. Italy given a second chance to hold. Getting quite chilly up here in the stands. Eyes unfortunately wearing just shorts.
David Price, I have to tell the story. David Price woke up and said, it's a shorts day. This is what British people actually believe.
It is. It's definitely warm enough. Well, it was warm enough. I've not struggled till staying still in the stadium. Anyway, Finland playing this zone again, and yet again another mistake and another drop. Finland not able to convert immediately, right on the end zone line.
They just need to walk it in.
Yeah, they take their time and get their resets out. Not all cut to the same space like they just have there.
Otari pivoting, call.
Look at all the space on this upwind side. The stack by the Finns is all on one side of the pitch. Really not helping their throwers.
Explaining the rules to the young Simona Gasparini, number 9 on Italy. He's the youngest player on the team.
No options back. Got to go high and up.
Otari with the hammer. That's going to float and be knocked out of the air by Bruno Mine. Mine triple teamed by the Finns. Back to Padovani. Padovani wants to send it deep, and he does, but that is going to go out.
It just appears like the Italians don't know which way the wind is going. They keep just throwing it up as if they can throw it normally, but and wondering why it's coming out this far sideline.
They're not. They're putting the OI edge on it, and it just needs to go very much IO.
Yeah, you need to be almost releasing it, facing down, the disc facing down to the floor. The wind will correct it for you. Maybe they'll work that out by the end of the game, but so far the hucks I've seen go up by the Italians have all been pushed out by the wind. Similarly for the Finns, unless they throw hammers.
Sandberg thinks about the deep shot. He takes it. Otari's there. He just needs to box out. Another fantastic defense. That's his second of the point. Tommaso Francini, but Finland quickly goes the other way.
Yeah, great defensive play by both teams there. Can Finland convert this incredible short field?
Really no. And
yes is the answer to my question, with a circus bobble by the Finnish player.
No end zone respects there. There's several players cutting to the same point, and just has to throw up a very low percentage option, which is that hammer, but ends up working. So Finland brings it to within 1, 6-5 Italy.
Goal's a goal. Goal is a goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches before getting the goal. He looks so happy.
Just an update, some of the scores around the complex. Germany over Poland in the open division, 7-6. That looks to be a close game. Switzerland tied with Belgium, 7-7. That pool should be a cracker. Ireland taking out Switzerland last round, 13-0, 13-10, apologize, in that division. Pull coming down for Italy. Tobias and Bruno, the two brothers, working together in the handler set. Finland out in a 3-man cup. Tobias was on the juniors U20 team in Lecco last year. The push pass backwards to Nelly. Mine. No deep options for him. Very calm. Hammer to his brother. Back to Bruno. Bruno loving those hammers into the wind. Those just float and sit out quite nicely for the receiver. Mine is content to take his time. Risky throw, but it works out. Tonelli with the shot into the end zone for Tommaso Francini. He's having a game. See again on the replay. 7-5, that score on your screen is actually wrong. Italy is up in this game to 17. So Italy will talk it over. I'm not seeing any notifications on Twitter, y'all, and I'm very, very disappointed. Although Titus Tradewell did just send me a message saying our scoreboard is wrong. We're working on it. We actually just fixed it, so thank you. Titus Tradewell, internet commenter extraordinaire. Finland sends it deep. Sandberg on the way. He has been huge for them. Finland right on the end zone line. Saksa into the end zone for Otari. And Finland doing it the other way, David, with an easy score.
Yeah, that's a lovely play there by Finland. Now getting within 1, stopping the Italians to get nearer to half. That was Twitter looking. I missed that a little bit.
Twitter's looking fine. Twitter's looking fine, David Price. As usual. Follow the rest of our coverage on fanseat.com. Games will be uploaded later to Sky Magazine's YouTube channel, the VODs. Big Finnish crowd presence out here, chanting for their team, who's just brought it to within 1.
We've got some Spanish players here as well next to us, enjoying the game, and a couple of Italians, I think, as well from the mixed team or the squads. Can't clap in time though. Seems they can't clap in time.
Padovani to Mine. Working against the Finnish Cup. Mine, now they know he's looking for the hammer. It's a tall, tall cup for the diminutive Mine. Padovani.
Nice use of the word diminutive there. We've been practicing our adjectives over the last few weeks. Hopefully I get better than just the word lovely or very nice. So this cup here from Finland.
Mine is just content to hold the disc. He's really not a fast mover. He'll kind of lull you into sleep and then suddenly take off for the give and go.
Yeah, I remember watching him playing with Crockley, and he's very happy with the disc. Feels like he can break almost any mark.
One thing to note about Italy, David, this is what I've noted on other past teams as well. It's a very role-oriented offense. So they have their handlers, they have their cutters. Their cutters really are not trusted to throw the disc downfield. So you notice a lot of these guys, when they get the disc, it's going right back to Mine, it's going right back to Padovani. They have a couple guys on each team that will really drive the offense. Mori is another great example. So they have some athletic receivers downfield that aren't really trusted to do anything more than just dump the disc back. So it's a different way to play the game.
Yeah, there are no real total players, I'd say. Well, maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, you're right. Generally, players have a very specific role, and if you can shut down those roles, particularly the handlers, obviously, options then become a minimum. And that's what we'll see some of the better teams, the likes of Germany and Great Britain, do against Italy. They'll break down all the communication between the handlers and the receivers, making options for the Italians very difficult.
Fantastic patience here from the Italian zone. Bruno calls the foul.
Yeah, the Finns there tightening up to try and stop him breaking through the cup, committing a foul. This is now back in.
Mine, nowhere to go. This Finnish zone is just too tall.
Does look like there's a bit of a double team going on.
Out to space. Franchini puts it up, and Finland finally gets the D they need. After 50 passes downfield, Finland, David, with a chance to tie it up.
Yeah, very patient there by both teams. Both the Finnish to stay with it, but now they go deep.
What a
goal! sensational run down there, tying it up, Finland with the Italians. Jubilation on the pitch from the finish, coming back from a couple down.
The crowd loves it.
We love it, and we hope you at home will love it too.
It doesn't actually look like he was in on further recollection. But no call on the field, so goal stands.
Both teams happy to have a goal. You can see there in pictures there's a bit of cloud cover coming over on the horizon. Has been a very interesting day with the weather. We've had sun, we've had rain, we've had a lot of wind all day. Luckily now it's fairly dry, it's just windy. You can see there in the stadium, a bit of a crowd.
Yeah, I think we're very spoiled in California. No matter where you go in Europe, there's gonna be wind. So teams are very prepared for it. The pole out the back, Bruno is saying he didn't touch it.
I'm suspicious of that. I wouldn't mind seeing a replay. I feel like, nah, there we go. Yeah, he's taking it from the back. It's probably the right call.
And he's gonna throw it deep right away. Finland there with a chance to break it. It all starts with a nice roller pole in that wind.
Yeah, and I love the D there, pushing it all the way back. For the scoreboard, it is actually 7-all.
Kallio needs to get it off the line. Inside break to Hotari. Hotari, another break to Sandberg. Puts it right out on a plate for Kallio. Kallio, Hotari. Layout from the Italians. Defensive pressure.
Yeah, the Finnish player stepped on the disc as he went through by accident. Might have studded the disc. That was a good poaching there by, I think that was Bruno. Just in the lane where the Finnish player expected the disc to go. No, sorry, it wasn't Bruno, it was someone else. Now Italy back on the disc with this Finnish zone.
Mine putting it all the way back into the Italian zone end zone, and then it's a brutal turnover for Italy.
Yeah, I can see what he was looking for, but the rest of his team not quite on the same page. Now the Finns looking for the lead in this game.
A bobble disc by Sandberg. He's been fairly solid in this game.
Not able to take the lead as they probably want. And you're right, they have been very solid. Italy going deep. And getting the disc all the way into the end zone. It's definitely going back to their Huck and D.
Like we called at the start of this game, this one is gonna be messy. Yeah, 52 minutes into an 100-minute game.
Apologies, Ultimate fans. This may not be the prettiest Ultimate you've seen.
But I have commented Paganello, so
yeah.
it could always be worse.
Yeah, I played in those games, and they're not always the most exciting to play or watch.
Some discussion, looks like a violation called. Play will restart. Hotari, near layout from the Italians. Finns will put it deep. That's going right into space. It's gonna tail off though. And that wind is just strong, strong, strong. Looked like it had an edge on it and caught a gust. Floats out of bounds. Huck and play D. That's the story of the game.
Yeah, there's not much we can say about that really. For those of you who wanted to come and visit Copenhagen, now is not the best time as they're having a terrible summer, but if it was a regular Danish summer, it's beautiful here, and a lovely city, very historic. and a lot of interesting culture as well.
Padovani wants to put it deep. Francini. Francini with the huck. Italy has 2 men there. What a great defense from the tall man, Ercanini. Kallio. Sandberg. Back to Kallio. Near side of the field, Finland content to work it under. Hotari, up line. Bobble disc, Italy goes the other way.
And yeah, again, the Finns pulling out this zone, which has really made them the Italians struggle on this far sideline.
Bruno is just absolutely flustered, and what a beautiful cup, David.
Yeah, it's really putting pressure on their handlers. And yet again, Finland right on the end zone line, take on the break, and the goal! 8-7 for Finland. What a comeback for the Finns. Can they replicate what their women did in the Russia game and take down a European powerhouse? Stay tuned, folks. It might not be the prettiest, but it's definitely interesting and exciting here in the European Ultimate Championships in Copenhagen.
And Italians are just getting beat at their own game right now. This puck and hope offense is not working for them.
Got a battle of the sidelines as well. On our left, your right, we have the Italians supporting crowd. On our right / your left, we have the Suomi, the Finnish supporters crowd. Who will win? The teams decide, really. But
the teams decide.
But also, you can decide on Twitter if you want, I guess.
Yeah, good. Lennart Vik, thank you for the shout out on Twitter after I was complaining about not getting any tweets. So Pole going back up. Padovani will receive.
The Finns pulling out their zone again.
Francini bobbles it. Oh, a near save.
It does seem to work for the Finns yet again.
Finland needs to stay patient here. They can send it to half with a score. Jokinen throws it away to nobody.
I could see the cut I think he was trying to get to, but he didn't execute his throw very well. And giving the disc straight back to the Italians, but out they go with the zone again. See what the Italians can do this time. It seems like they're handling it a bit better than previous points, finding that gap on the IO channel.
Padovani into the center of the field. Tonelli jumps back.
Some quick disc movement is what they think they need. They need to really be a bit more aggressive with their handlers. Strike through, so you can pivot through the gaps yourself, making the cup adjust. At this point in time, the cup is really well set. Look, if they do more of that sort of play, we'll push the cup back. And a bit more pivoting as well. If you're not moving the mark around, you're not putting them on the back foot on their heels. The moment the Italians are just going backwards.
They are just absolutely trapped now. I don't know if you saw on the stream, that huck fake was so believable that his teammate actually just dropped down, and there it is. There's the huck. That was a valiant effort by Fabio Galli on the reception, but he can't get it down. The wind now just too strong.
A bit too much spice. We like spice, but you can't have too much. Like any good curry. This is David Price, Liam Rosen here, commentating for Sky Magazine, working on this stream with in partnership with Elisa from Finland.
And that's where gloves help on plays like this. Padovani with the layout, saving the play for Italy.
Yeah, that almost didn't quite go to plan. That typical ultimate edict, catch your Ds, comes to mind. Of course, Italy punting it deep. And actually well played there on defense. Bringing in the player, bidding early, that often works.
Boy, Finland's got its whole team.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Italy, right? And they're playing it right at this. And I think that's one of the reasons why Italy's strategy isn't working out as well as it could. They just don't have the height to come down with some of those discs.
And there we see Andres Mastroianni standing over the disc. He's not on the pitch, I believe he's on the sideline, just outside the 5-meter line there.
So Finland will bring it in. They're in a diagonal vert stack. They get it off the line. Ilon Haimo's been very solid for them as a handler. Some of his catches under pressure have been tremendous.
Yeah, and a massive fake there made the Italian Francini bid.
Ilon Haimo, high release. Kinnunen. That one's gonna float. And Tommaso Francini making a name for himself on defense. Swings it over to Padovani. Gasparini, quick disc.
Ooh,
very close.
Looks like the finish of revert to man now. Almost getting a bid in there. Getting a bit in there. Nice bit of poaching from the Finnish defender.
Too much touch, way too much touch, and he just telegraphed that throw. You could see where it was going the whole time.
Too relaxed from the Finns.
This is not going to be a point to remember, David. I'll tell you that. No matter who scores. Gasparini. I apologize, that's not Gasparini. Santucci near the end zone, and Finland almost just gives up.
Yeah, I think they wanted that one over. It's 8-8 now. Whoever scores this point will take half. We've had 62 minutes of time.
Next point will bring it to half.
Well, it looks like there might be a... What are they doing? The Italians look like they're having a timeout, but there hasn't been one called as far as we're aware up here.
I think they're just having a D-line and O-line talk. Shout out to our sponsors, VC Look 5, for hooking up with these sweet jerseys. And it is time to play. It may actually be a timeout, David. Italy finally wrapping it up.
So, Finland on offense with an attempt at taking the half. And Italy pulling out of the field again.
Now with win this strong, it's just
hard to keep those bladey pulls in bounds.
Pretty sure that the Italians will come out with a zone here. I'm not sure what gave it away. Maybe those three guys in a wall right there.
Finland working with only 2 handlers back against this zone. They finally now brought a third.
Yeah, they've got a lot of people upfield. They're potentially looking for that hammer that we saw earlier.
Kallio needs to get it off the sideline.
And there comes that hammer.
Finland working it up. Potrikas. Back to Kallio. Brutal drop from Sivo. Mori's gonna send it deep, but there's 3 Finns there.
Oh.
Erkka Niini's got hit on that D, but he's been Finland's defensive star all game, just coming down with those gloves and making sure he gets the catch D.
Massive fake there by the Finnish handler. Doesn't like the distance that Davide is keeping, but eventually finds a hole.
Saksa. Kallio. Right on the sideline now. Hotari's gonna put it up the line. It works. Sandberg toes the line, stays in. Back to Kallio. Potrikas all the way to the other side of the field. Hotari waiting for it. Italians have transitions now out of the zone into a man defense. Niini. Finland can take it to half here. Saksa. Back to Sivo. Thinking about it. Right on the goal line is Potrikas. Foul will be called on the mark.
It's a bit lazy there by the mark. You want to make sure you can maintain pressure if you're playing defense, and here he's kind of released it a little bit, given a 0 stall.
It's very good end zone defense by the Italians. Been stepped on. Kallio calls a foul. Just Kallio brings the disc back in. Sivo makes a great save. Sivo out to space. Hop, skip, and jump it in is Finland's motto as they take it to half, 9-8. In what has been a back and forth game. Maybe not back and forth in the score, but back and forth in the disc.
Yes, we've seen many drops, many hucks going out the side of the pitch, but Finland taking advantage and taking half. 9-8. There'll be a short break now in the half. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Liam Rosen here with David Price from Sky Magazine's second half of a back and forth pool play open game between Finland and Italy. Finland with the slight edge going into half 9-8. It's been a game of zones here with the strong wind on the pitch. Padovani with the disc. We've seen a lot of hammers trying to break these zones open. Both teams trying to trap each other on the near sideline. Padovani thinking about stretching the field deep. And Italy's doing a good job of keeping the disc in that half of the field. Bruno Mine, as we've discussed, just content to keep swinging it around. Mine with the hammer.
Absolutely beautifully placed.
Layout score. That's probably the best one we've seen all tournament. Giovanni Santucci. Maybe that'll get Italy into the game.
Yeah, Santucci is definitely been an upcoming player as well. Young Italian player through the ranks, similar to Mastroni. 9-all Finland.
Only
sorry, 9-all.
9-all everyone. Giovanni Santucci, 22 years old. The nice layout score. Let's look at the replay there.
Some wonderful athleticism on play. And that disc only just getting around the number 42 on the Finnish team there. You can just see he goes at it. If only he could have got a better bit on it, but lovely goal there. What a hammer to set that whole thing up. Bit of a tweet here from Pasi Roimela. He says the Finnish Open player number 90 is Jimmy Aristola's sister. Siru is the winner of the Voice of Finland last season.
That's incredible. We're gonna have to. These are the facts that we need.
Yeah, you guys need to up your game. We need more of that stuff.
Yeah.
So send me all of these facts on Twitter. Voice of Finland. Your brother here is doing very well. And, we hope you're enjoying the live stream here with Sky Magazine and Elisa TV.
Flickhuck. Blading. Erkanini. Nini bumped on the mark. It looks like he did call contact. Finn's doing a good job with that contact call. Violation called. Still down to 0. Nini inside break to Sandberg. Unfortunate drop. And Maury's going the other way. Davide Maury. Amazing save by the Italians. Maury hucked it into his own teammate's back. And the Finnish are just crowding. Every time Maury wants to huck the disc, they're really compressing that zone.
Yeah, it's on a block. 77 stepping in.
Pekka Kikkonen with the D. Kallio swings to Nini. Finland stacked very, very far out. They need to come back in. Otari dropped. Andrea Mastroianni picks it back up. Dump to Mori. Fantadoni. Back to Mori.
I'll be honest, that looked clean even from here. It was right in front of us. Davide telling the crowd to be quiet.
Yeah, and I think that's a good call. I think that's a good
fair.
call. It was an uncontested foul.
Mastroeni there taking on a knife from Davide. And now calling foul. Discussion on the field. This is that kind of late stage in the game, similar to the Denmark-Sweden game we saw yesterday, where we have a few more calls to get a bit chippy. And the good old demonstrations.
Mastroeni claimed he was fouled. Sandberg saying he was barely moving. Of course, most calls on these are going to go to the defense. It isn't a game that favors the offense in these situations. Mastroeni steps around. Run through D from the Finns. Lauri Saksa.
Yeah, well read there by Saksa. Came from quite far behind. Stationary offensive player, didn't go through it.
Kallio.
Now the Finns attack.
Hotari trying to get around Mori. Hotari floats that one up. Finns got to use their height. Tracked down by Patrick Potrikis. Bring it to 10-9 Finland.
Yeah, well played. Using their height to their advantage. Swarmy up 10-9. Finns having a great day here, both in the women's division and now in the open division. With the crowds supporting both teams.
The crowd is really heating up.
Still not able to clap together.
Well, I think the problem is you've got Spanish and Italians clapping together.
Yeah.
Just not a good.
They just don't work well together.
Yep, not a good timing mix.
Not a good timing mix. But they're having fun, that's all that matters. Finns pulling to the Italians and keeping that one in.
Bruno Mind's gonna bring it up, front cone. That's a tough position for the young Mind.
They've swung it across now behind the finish zone. Pavani on the disc.
Push pass over the top of the cup. Mind back to Padovani. Oh, Mind bobbled. Finland putting it over the top. To Tihonen, the oldest player on the team, at 39. That throw is deed. Mind. Puts it deep anyway. No one's really there. Franchini's gonna have to make a fantastic play. Accelerating, but can't get there.
Franchini having a great game on both ends of the field.
And Erkanimi, the Finnish defender, slowed up, not expecting him to make that late run.
Sure you can hear on the stream here the Italians and Spanish giving us a mini earthquake.
Padovani may be calling this disc down. Okay, retracted call. Pulaka. Wind has really picked up suddenly. Huge gusts. Elonheimo sends it deep. And it wouldn't have mattered. There was a bit of a misread by Vorio, yeah. But this floated out anyway.
Unfortunate there. I've had a tweet from, two tweets about the same thing actually, Graba and Christian Illam, talking about offsides and why no one calls it. And it's a good, very good question. Here in Europe, we don't tend to have observers or anyone like that. But we have been trialing what's the game advisors. Here not being used, but were used at U23s who can call offside under the advice. And that means the players don't have to take it. We have actually seen a couple of offsides called here. We had one called yesterday by the Danes. But you're right, it's a bit strange how people don't call it. It just doesn't seem to be in the culture here in Europe.
Massive upwind hammer from Mine, but it's D'd by Juho Pulakka, who's doing a good job of poaching off. Tihonen gets down. Huck the other way. And an easy D from the Italians on the other side.
It's becoming a bit of a battle of the hucks. Who can pull down the choice huck? And here's another one.
And this is just getting silly. Standstill hucks to standstill receivers. Another D from the Italians. Sloppy, sloppy point.
Another bid by Francini. Another drop. This game's kind of descended into both teams playing Huck and D. We've had 90 minutes, 10 to go. They'll get a 5-minute warning, and 95, of course. Let's hope they can start stringing the passes together. Otherwise, we're going to be ending with quite a short scoreline.
And it really is very, very windy out there. I mean, this is certainly playable, especially with a lot of these good throwers, but can be tough to string those passes together, as you're saying, David. Both teams now converted back to man. Tihonen, Jokinen, foul called.
Francini already uncontesting as soon as it happened.
Cattuso floats it over the top. Mine now with it. He's going to send it deep. It's a flick off to his brother, Tobias. He's going to run it in. The right amount of touch from Mine to Mine.
Evening up the score there, 10-all. This game is far from over in terms of the scoreline, but only 9 minutes left to go in terms of time.
Keep sending us those shout-outs on Twitter, folks, as we wind down in this game. Skied _Liam Rosen, David _Price, P-R-Y-C-E, Price with a Y. And you can find the main Skyd Magazine account, Skyd Magazine, S-K-Y-D Magazine.
All the spelling. Finland and Italy here in the Open Division. Playing one of their pool games here at the European Ultimate Championships.
Big wind-up pull from Davide Mori. Mori's been on his best behavior in this game. Sandberg thinks about the deep shot, not there. Nice break from Sandberg. Can't get the dump off. Sandberg lays out to save it. Pick called. The stack. Disc is going back. Some discussion, I believe, about the pick, where it was, when it happened. Getting very close now to the end of the game. David Price, 94 minutes in.
Yeah,
after which the hard cap will go on.
Yeah, they'll soon hear the 5-minute warning here from the volunteers. So Davide Mori tapping it back in. Wish we could hear what the stall was, but not quite sure. They should be holding up the number he's coming in on. And he's gonna have to huck it.
Nini, big blade. Bruno Mine doing a great job on both ends of the disc to secure that D. Italy playing very close lines here. There are some players that just have not yet played in this game.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of the superstars on the Italian team standing out.
Coppi. Comes to Luffy, back to Mine. Mine trying to get around the four-man cup. Mine's doing a good job of just trying to keep it off that open side. What a fantastic reception from Davide Mori. Just a beautiful, beautiful play. Back in the hands of Mastroianni. Mine floats it into the end zone. Davide Mori doing work, showing why he is one of the finest players in Europe. Italy goes up 11-10 as time winds down.
Tweets here. Some facts from one of the same Finnish tweeter, Pasi. Finnish number 22, Kallio, has 3 stepbrothers, all former Finnish national team players, under 20s and mixed. Jukka, Mikko, and Pekka, and Pekka's wife, Emmy too. Some good facts. This is stuff we always like to hear about. And another one, Erkka Nini, has 2 sisters. Ella plays for the Finnish Women Masters, and Kata, who plays for the women's.
Nice to see ultimate running in the family. This pole out of bounds. This, barring any miracle, we will surely go into the cap from this point.
Quick goals might change that, I guess, but they'd have to be very quick.
It's actually to the Finns' advantage to score quickly here. Here comes the huck. Out of bounds.
Yeah, you allude to a point that's just been made on Twitter that are the WFDF Championship rules in play. For example, that the 10/20 second to pick up after a turnover, which is a new rule brought in 2015, whereby if the disc lands out of play, you have 20 seconds to bring it in. If it lands in play, you have 10. Those rules are in place. However, they're imposed by the players and not by the counting volunteers. So if the players are playing it, then they'll do so. And as of course there are no game advisors here, they're not supplying those counts, so it's all in the players' hands.
Mine! What a jump from Santucci. Back to mine.
This Finn zone still being effective and stopping most of the options for the handlers. Mine doing a very good job of pulling out the hammers.
He wants the hammer again. Here it goes. Very close to the line now. Santucci's been the intended receiver both times. Mine, Mastroianni's got to go up for it, and he does. Secures the disc. Mori. And it's very interesting with Mine now playing for the open team. Mori doesn't have to be the center handler anymore. He can take on more of a reset handler role or even a downfield cutter role.
Yeah, but there you saw he was on the disc and took on a risky option, and Mori not happy with himself. You could almost say that the Mine is single-handedly got the Italians back in this game, taking on some more risky options, one would say, but they're coming off. They're only up 1 at the minute, though, so the Finns still in this one.
Pulaka. Otari. Otari looking for the under. To Vorio. Finnish offense breaking down a little bit. Not sure what this defense is from the Italians.
I think it's lazy, whatever it is. They're allowing a lot of unders, probably scared of the deep option.
Finland working for the up inside. Here comes the deep. Vorio! Bruno Mine comes through on the other end on defense.
Oh, and that hammer came off once again.
It looked like it wouldn't, but Sapucci comes down. There'll be an injury here. Finland subs in for Nini, bit of height.
Fitting a quick statistic here. Finnish number 23, Jussi Kutusio, is married to 80's sister, Maria, and 80 is also a former running back.
Oh, Finnish American football.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Cool. Italy working through the zone. Going up 2 would be big here as this game nears its end. Davide Mori back into the center to Mine. Mine readies that disc. He likes the hammer. It's been working all game. Davide Mori.
Oh, and a strip called, so a goal given.
An uncontested strip. Italy goes up 2.
Good spirit there by the Finns. Thomas Klink on Twitter saying that player of the game, Italian number 16, and that's Mine, and I think we tend to agree in this second half. Mine has masterminded much of the offense, and that hammer there to Mori coming from him. I'm not 100% sure seeing that replay that there was any contact, but the Finn agreed with Mori. A strip and a consequential goal given.
And Mine's got an interesting history. I believe he's half Italian, half Colombian. He grew up in the United States. He's got an American accent. I'm telling you, David, he would be a starting handler on many American club teams.
Well, he has trialed for the likes of Ironside in the past, not making the team. So maybe a few lower down club teams would take him on. He's played for Favre as well in the past. a couple years
Davide
back.
Mori has.
Mori
yeah.
has, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
you're
actually talking about mine. Yep.
Oh, mine, yeah. I think mine would be interesting on the American scene.
Yeah, he's still young, still very,
Yeah.
very young. I think.
Maybe we'll see him in the AGL, the MLU in the future. That often, if you see a few Europeans coming through that sort of route, or through college even.
Finland feeling suffocated by this offense.
We have reached time already. I'm not quite 100% sure what cap we're on. It may be a game to 13. As the cap was 4 minutes ago.
Franchini dumps it off. Franchini still with it near the end zone. To Mori. Mori looking to fit it in. What a disc from Davide Mori. Travel called on the field. Hey, what's the cap to?
Yep, it is a game to 13 here. So that travel deciding the fate of this game so far, but a replay. Oh, another call.
That's going to be upheld.
And that's the game. After being a couple points down, Italy bring it back and take the game. I don't know whether to be surprised or not, but coming into this game, I probably would have bet on Italy. Played very well in the latter stages of the game. My player of the game, orchestrating pretty much the comeback there for the Italians. Finland, I would say, a bit unlucky not to be able to hold on, but it shows bad mental strength not to be able to push in the goals that they needed and take the win. They'll be disappointed with that, I'd say. Liam, your thoughts?
It was a very ugly game, David, as we predicted from the start. It was huck and hope. It was play zone. Both teams trying to figure out how to work it through those zones. And chilly day in Copenhagen. We'll regroup and come back. Follow us tomorrow, Sky Magazine, fanseat.com. We'll be tweeting out, posting on social media about the games that we're doing. So if you're still listening at this point, we appreciate all of your help. Liam Rosen for David Price signing off.